Hello everyone, Johnny Thunder, EAS&Weather here with an update to the Day 1 severe weather outlook. Everything's remained the same for a large part. For a large part, things remain the same. There's a slight risk here, it remains the same. This marginal remains the same, the elongated marginal anyway. And the slight dig over here is remaining the same for a large part. They did cut it out of parts of Louisiana and Arkansas, and just, they kind of cut off Arizona and, it cut off Louisiana and Arkansas out of it. But it still remains in effect for this general area over here, and now the slight today includes the New York City area, a slight expansion of the slight. So, but everything else remains the same. Cities in today's slights include New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Charlotte, North Carolina, and Washington, D.C. And cities in today's marginal include Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Denver, Colorado, Nashville, Tennessee, and Virginia Beach, Virginia. So let's see what individual threats changed. So the tornado threat remains the same for the large part. The 5% tornado risk over here remains the same, and here's the 2%. The 2% tornado risk over here, which includes me, by the way, still remains the same pretty much. And the 2% down here remains the same for a large part. However, as of the midday update, the XBC has added a second 5% tornado risk area for today. The newest 5% tornado risk today encompasses South Central Tennessee and North Central Alabama. So, cities in the 5% tornado risk areas today include Huntsville, Alabama, Decatur, Alabama, Madison, Alabama, Florence, Alabama, and Athens, Alabama. Cities in the 2% tornado risk areas today include New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, and Washington, D.C., and Newark, New Jersey. So within these areas, there could be brief EF0, maybe EF1, something like that, in any of these tornado risk areas for today. Going to the wind for today, the 15% and the 5% wind risk areas kind of remain the same. The 5% remains the same pretty much, and for the 5%, and the 15% remains largely the same, but again, they cut Arkansas and Louisiana out of the 15%. But the 15% otherwise remains the same. It does now include New York City, however. So, cities in the 15% wind risk areas, cities in the 15% wind risk include New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Charlotte, North Carolina, and Washington, D.C. for the 15%, and the 5% includes Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, Virginia Beach, Virginia, and Colorado Springs, Colorado. So within these areas, there could be 60 to maybe 70 mile per hour wind gusts, alright, within these areas. So, going to see if the hail threat changed. No, the hail threat did not really change. The hail threat didn't really change for a large part, so I'm never going to bother going over the hail risk, because it hasn't really changed. So, in summary, scattered severe thunderstorms capable of producing damaging winds and perhaps a couple of tornadoes should occur this afternoon and evening across portions of the Mid-Atlantic into the southeast. Scattered severe thunderstorms are also expected across northern and central high plains, with large to very large hail the main threat. So, that's your Day 1 update. That's your Day 1 Outlook update I wanted to give. So, continue to stay safe in the affected areas today. Stay safe in the affected areas today, and I will have my Day 2 severe weather outlook once it's updated. Take care.